Well, it feels like a brand new era for Viking basketball, and if it is, it had a great debut. Good evening and welcome everyone into the campus here at Winnebago Lutheran Academy. I'm Jordan King, and although much of it is still the same for the Vikings, it's still Coach Eric Schroffnagel at the helm with assistant coaches Schwartz and Supernand. But it does feel like something of a new era this season. The Vikes have said goodbye to nearly 76% of their scoring from a year ago, including their top three scorers and flyway first-teamers in Kaylee Fry and the last two players of the year in Elena Supernand and Geneva Hewitt. On Tuesday, we got our first glimpse of what post-life post-class of 2021 would look like, and it was a fun thing to see. The Vikes ushered in the varsity careers of Abby Cole and Lindsay Nell, the sophomores combining for 38 of the Vikes' 64 points in their win at Kiel. Juniors Siri Kuski and Kiera Shea will be leaders for this team this year, and both chipped in as well. Kuski scoring 11 and Shea 8 on Tuesday. Can't wait to get things tipped off for a new season here on WLA TV. Glad to have you here for the ride. Hope you'll stay with us. National anthem and starters coming up next. The Vikings and the Jets right here on WLA TV. Stay with us.
Winnebago Lutheran Academy welcomes you to this evening's non-conference basketball game between the Roncalli Jets and the Vikings of Winnebago Lutheran Academy. Winnebago Lutheran Academy, Roncalli High School, and the WIAA require good sportsmanship at education-based sporting events. Attendance at interscholastic activities is a privilege with the expectation to exhibit positive and respectful behavior. For the enjoyment and respect of all in attendance, your cooperation in demonstrating the high ideals of sportsmanship is expected and greatly appreciated. The Wisconsin Interscholastic Athletic Association objects to activities, materials, logos, apparels, mascots, or gestures that are profane, vulgar, insulting, or offensive to others. The membership disapproves of any form of taunting or expression that is intended or designed to embarrass, ridicule, disrespect, or demean others under any circumstances, including on the basics of race, religion, gender, or national origin. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask that you please stand, remove your hats, and join us in honoring America and those who protect it with the playing of our national anthem.
Well, I want to welcome you back in here to the campus of Winnebago Lutheran Academy. Once again, it's the Roncalli Jets and the Winnebago Lutheran Academy Vikings. Jordan King with you, taking you through the action tonight. And the starters for the Roncalli Jets, number 20, Molly Finnell. Number 22, Elena Schramm. 23, Janessa Schultz. 24, Caitlin Friess. And number 25, Amber Fico. Saw the Jets in here, a couple of familiar names from their volleyball team. Saw Roncalli here at the WLA gym earlier in the fall. And obviously now into basketball season, and no one is more excited than yours truly to have the hardwood back. Starters for the Vikings, get to know the names. There's only one returning starter for the Vikes. It's junior number 2, Kiera Shea. Other starters for the Vikings, number 5, a sophomore, Lindsay Nell. Number 10, junior, Siri Kuski. Number 11, senior Jess Pino. And number 22, Abby Cole. Told you in the open, it was a nice debut for both Lindsay Nell and Abby Cole in the first. A couple of sophomores for the Vikings that are up on varsity this season. A couple others, McKenna Conkey, also up on varsity. She's the third sophomore. But it was Nell and Cole that, in large part, led this team to a win, 64-51 at Kiel, on the road, starting off. And that's a Kiel team that, talking to Coach Schroffnagel, he expects them to finish in the top couple in their conference. I certainly would as well. And if you watch that game, a lot of high praise for the Kiel Raiders going into that. And the Vikes went on the road and knocked them off. Good start to the season. See if they can keep that going against the Jets. The Jets, not great last season, lost a lot of their scoring. Top 4 scorers from a year ago as Siri Kuski gets the Vikes on the board with a quick 2-0 lead. And here's something that you didn't see a whole lot of last year from the Vikings. You saw Kiera Shea token pressure by herself, but you didn't see a concerted effort from the Vikes to go 94 feet or 84 feet or whatever it is in high school. There's a 3 on the way and hit. Good start for Elena Schramm. And the Jets respond on their opening possession with a triple. But the Vikes going to press a lot this year with all 5 players. Here's Jess Pino, gets it knocked away. Rattled around a little bit, and it stays with the Vikings. Apologies, we don't have the scoreboard up there today. So do my best to keep the score in front of you. There's Pino underneath, gets her own offensive board, goes back up with it. This time the offensive board from the inbounder was Abby Cole. She misses that one. Vikes trying to get another offensive board. It's tied up, and it'll go back to the Jets. So a couple of chances early on here for WLA. And 0 for 3 start for Jess Pino underneath. And then Abby Cole had a bunny attempt. Vikes, although they got the win, were not perfect in that win at Kiel. A lot of missed opportunities, especially in close. Here's Kiera Shea. She's hounding Schramm. Nice pass underneath by the Jets as they swing it back around underneath, and they're going to get a walk. Number 20, Molly Finnell, drug the pivot foot before she put the ball on the floor. And it'll give it back to the Vikings. Vikings in their home whites, trailing it early on here, 3-2. Here's Shea into the front court. Shea looks one way, gives it here near side Cole. Cole surveys the floor, goes with the left-hand dribble down the left side of the lane. And they're going to say she took an extra step as well. A lot of contact, no whistle. And that's part of the learning process for both Cole and Nell, is that on JV, a lot of times you get that angle and you're getting to the bucket. On varsity, sometimes the players are fast enough to get back in front of you, and you got to kind of take what you can get and keep possession. There's another travel as the Vikes continue to ramp up the pressure. That time it was Cole who forced Schramm into the mistake. 3-2 early on, Roncalli with the lead. And Shea will take it from Cole. Shea, the only of the returning starters, as I mentioned, or the only starter that returned, I should say. Here's Nell out top of the key. She kicks it back out to Cole. Cole, 1 for 3 on the season from deep. Misses that one just a little bit off to the left, and a nice strong rebound there from Fico. Fico gives it to Schramm. Schramm into the front court and bounces it back to Fico far side. Down in the corner, a left-hand dribble back to the middle of the key. Cole almost picks that one off. A lot of contact, and Cole ends up getting the steal. Cole running the point, bounces. Shea up with it, and good. Kiera Shea, good to see her get going. She missed a couple of those over at Kiel, but nice start for her here tonight. 4-3, first 2 points for Shea, as the Jets trying to deal with this Vikings pressure yet again. Here's Frice. Frice crosses Kuski over. Into the front court she goes, tipped away by Kuski. Steal completed by Cole. Coach Strafnagel wants him to run. She does so. Gets it to Nell. Nell, stutter step. Up with the left hand, no good. Offensive board tipped around. Here's Shea. Shea leaves that one short, and it's rebounded down to Frice. Vikings getting opportunities, and going to get a timeout here from the Jets. Coach Amanda Kudik didn't like what she saw, and her team trailing by just a point. A decent start from the Jets here early on. 4-3 as we head to the first timeout of the game. Yeah, it's of the 5 starters last year, 4 of them moving on to bigger and better things. Elena Supernand was the 2020-2021 Flyway Player of the Year. Geneva Hewitt was the 2019-2020 Flyway Player of the Year. Kaylee Fry was a first-teamer last year, as was Hewitt once again. And then Riley Lair, who was one of the most prolific three-point shooters in the state last year, regardless of division, but certainly in the Vikings division, Division 3. So you say goodbye to all of that production, as well as a couple of players off the bench for the Vikings, and you're left with this. Here's a tip from Kuski. Vikings very small. This is the smallest team that Coach Strafnagel's had in his tenure. That's on the floor, and the Vikes will have it underneath. But definitely the shortest team that Coach Strafnagel's had, but he feels like he has depth, and he rotated 8 or 9 players very liberally against Kiel. And if you're going to press, that's kind of what you have to do. Inbound from Cole. Cole steals it back. They're going to say she pushed her. Into the game, by the way, was Natalie Putman for the Jets, and she was the one that was fouled. A couple of substitutions. Allie Jagaman also in for the Jets. They'll reintroduce Molly Finnell, and she'll replace Caitlin Frice, sending Putman back to key it in against this Vikings press. It's a 2-2-1 look for the Vikes this time, and that's what you're trying to do. Pick off that pass. First pass picked off. Bounces from Shea to Kuski, and Kuski's got her 3rd and 4th points here of the first half, and it's 6-3 Vikings. Here's Fico. Fico, that one's picked off. Once again, the Vikes trying to pick off that first pass, let them inbound it, but then pick the next one off. They're being successful with that so far. Rebound, foul on the rebound. And I believe that'll be Abby Cole's second. Yeah, second for Cole. And she's got both of them, both of the team fouls for the Vikings too. Maddie Lair's going to check in for her first action into the game. That pushes Kuski back in terms of the 2-2-1 press. And this is a little bit better from Roncalli. Saw a bounce pass there. Pinno steps in front of Fico. Fico pivots through. Putman, bounce pass down. Here's a long 2, and it's hit by Ellie Jagaman. 6-5. So a couple of long shots for the Jets fall. 1 3 and 1 long 2. Shea has that one stolen. Lauren Stengel into the game, by the way, as well for the Jets, and Stengel is a freshman, and another turnover for Roncalli. Roncalli, not a great start to the game here tonight. Nothing on Roncalli so far this season. In fact, it was really tough to find much of anything with their top 4 scorers not returning. Very similar to the Vikings. Now, Shea was the 4th leading scorer for the Vikes, but a lot of production gone from the Roncalli Jets team that didn't have a ton of success last season to begin with. There's a travel. Frice will come back, and then McKenna Conkey into the game for the Vikings. So the 3rd sophomore that we've seen tonight for the Vikes, Abby Cole, Lindsay Nell, McKenna Conkey. And underneath, Maddie Lair looking for something. Bounce pass down to Nell. Nell can't get that one to go. Lid on the hoop for both of these teams. Here's Stengel. Stengel crosses. Into the front court she comes. Between the circles. Passes far side. There on the wing, that is Frice. Near side here. Good job there by Jagaman to rip through some contact. Down the lane goes Finnell. Can't get that one to go. Good strong rebound by Nell. Nell goes to the near side. Now to the near corner. Gets the angle, round the corner, throws up a little bit of a hook shot, and she's fouled after getting her own offensive rebound. Now going to head to the free throw line. First two opportunities there for the Vikings, where down the stretch, Coach Schroffnagel, one of the things he pointed out to me when we were talking the next day was nice closing for the team from the free throw line, right? They were up about 10 points, and Kiel came storming back. That one, hey, there's the shooter's roll. Lindsay Nell with her first point here tonight. Now led all scorers against Kiel. She had 22, 16 for Cole. Nell with a double-double as well. 15 rebounds for Lindsay Nell. Second free throw up, misses. But Coach Schroffnagel really impressed with how his young team closed out that game. Took a timeout after Kiel went on a 10-0 run, and the Vikes scored 7 straight points. Hit some free throws down the stretch, and that's the way you close it out. There's a tip away. Here's Schultz. Schultz far side. I believe that's Friess over there. Check that, that's Finnell. Finnell drives the lane. Here, more good defense that time from McKenna Conkey. It's tipped out by the Jets, and it'll go back to the Vikings. Well, defense travels. Vikings haven't looked great offensively here so far. Here's Lair. Lair lobs into Shea. Shea bounces down to Conkey. Long two. Her foot was on the line. And a good box on the far side by Friess. She kept Nell out of it. And Nell had a couple of big offensive rebounds in the first game. Here's Stengel. Stengel looks far side. There's Friess. Coming through is Finnell. Nice job there by Nell to cut her off and force her away from the scoring area. And in getting her hands in there was Siri Kuski. Shea up ahead to Conkey. Conkey bounce pass. That's how it goes for McKenna Conkey. Jump stop and finish for the sophomore. I believe those are her first points of the season. Nice job there by McKenna Conkey. Shea hounding Roncalli, forces a pass backwards. Long three on the way. Nice box by Lindsay Nell. And they're going to say that was tied up. Really quick on the whistle to tie up there. Couple of players here coming back in for the Vikings. Jess Pino reintroduced. Lydia Bernhard with her first minutes here this evening. So already we've seen Lydia Bernhard, Maddie Lair, McKenna Conkey. We've gone 8 deep. Have the Vikings. Crossover for Lair. Maddie Lair down the lane, tries the reverse layup. Oh, that's sweet from Maddie Lair. And it gets the student section going. Finally have a student section back. Good to see that. In the backcourt, here's Fico. Now Schramm. Schramm spins. She's having to deal with Kiara Shea. Nice double there by Jess Pino coming off of Fico. Schultz bounce passes into the leg of Bernhard. Ball's on the floor. Bernhard dives. They're going to get an over and back. First touch there by Friess. So it turns back over to the Vikings. Vikes, again, offensively, it's not going to look like it did in the past years with all the scoring that they've lost. But defensively, you'd like to see that continue, and so far it has for WLA. Only 2 made shots here tonight for the Jets. Pick and roll. Down the lane goes Bernhard. Fouled. Count the basket and the foul for Lydia Bernhard. Those are her first points of the season. And the Vikes getting some contributions from further down the bench. 13-5 is the score. Vikes lead it. 11:20 to go here in the first half. Apologize about that. I get into bad habits when I'm used to that scoreboard being up there, but try to give you that information. And another timeout here, a second timeout taken by Roncalli. We're going to take it with him. 13-5, Vikings lead it here. 11:20 to go in the first half. You're watching WLA Girls Viking Basketball on WLA TV. Stay with us. full timeout, so we'll come back here. Just to let you know what the Vikes are missing out on this season, Elena Supernand averaged 17.1 points per game. That was first in the Flyweight Conference, a big part in why she was the player of the year. She was also the conference leader in assists and top 20 in rebounds as well, so that might have had something to do with it too. But 17.1 points per game from Supernand, 12.1 from Geneva Hewitt, 8.9 from Kaylee Fry, and 7.7 from Riley Lair. That's the 4 starters that you lose if you're the WLA Vikings. And trying to replace that is not going to be an easy feat. This is how you do it. You steal the basketball. That's what Shea did. Bounces it into Lair, and another jump ball. That one's going to give it back to the Jets as Cole reintroduces herself. She'll replace Shea. And I think this is the interesting thing for the Vikings. And now I'm sure Kiara Shea could probably play the entire game if she had to. But Coach Schroffnagel has been very liberal with his substitutions. And I think a lot of that is just trying to keep his team fresh. Keep them fresh if they're going to press for 36 minutes a night. Try to make that as easy on your team as possible. Foul there was on Jess Pino as she was trying to double there and unsuccessful. Here's a bounce pass. Underneath, Fico was there. Long 3 on the way, and this one's hit. Second 3 of the night for the Jets, and that's Lauren Stengel, the freshman, who has looked very good for the Jets since coming on. Her first bucket. And she gets her hand on that one, prompting the substitution of Lindsay Nell and Siri Kuski back onto the floor. And now when both Lair and Shea are out, point guard duties go to Abby Cole. Here is Cole, and she's guarded by Stengel. Gets it into the high post. There's Pino. Pino has to try to get it back to Cole, and miscommunication, turn it back over. 13-8, the Vikes lead it. 10:38 to go here in the first half. Bounce pass, almost picked off by Nell. Nice job by her. There's a miss. Well, that was a loose ball. Thought that might have been a double dribble, but a nice job there by Mahalakakis. There we go. Riley Mahalakakis. And a foul underneath. I knew I was going to struggle with that one. I said it a zillion times before the game, and I said I was ready to go. But Riley Mahalakakis, now we got it. Don't take her out, Coach. We finally figured it out. Shea comes back in, and she replaces McKenna Conkey. Here's Putman. Putman throws this one into the backcourt. Don't believe that was tipped, so it should be over and back. It is. Another turnover for the Jets. Give the ball back to the Vikings. They lead it by 5. 13-8, 10:14 to go here in the first half. Balanced scoring for the Vikes so far. 6 players have scored. Shea's got a pair. Lydia Bernhardt has 2. 2 for Lair, 2 for Conkey, 4 for Siri Kuski, and a point for Lindsay Nell. Vikes have only hit 1 3 this season. They're 1 for 9 after the miss from Cole earlier in this game. Here is Cole. She goes down the lane. Up with the left hand. Floats it home. And that's the 7th Viking to score as Abby Cole nets that one. She's got a pair, and the Vikes lead at 15-8. 9:56 as we tick under 10 minutes to go here in the first half. Stengel reverses course on the dribble. Looks far side. Got teammate Jagaman out, or pardon me, that's Finnell out there. Finnell. This one's picked off. It's Kiara Shea. Shea, like a lightning bolt down the floor and finishes. Shea's got 4. Some things you just look forward to in the offseason. It's Kiara Shea playing defense. If you don't look forward to that, you don't like basketball. She missed it. So did Siri Kuski. More chances for the Vikes that have been missed. Here's a three-pointer on the way. This one's a little bit long. Offensive rebound by Cole. Gets it out to Nell. Nell, top of the key, and hit it. Lindsay Nell's got 3 points after that bucket. It was a long 2. Ooh, that almost went off the bottom of the backboard, and a foul by Jess Pino. Second foul for Pino. Fifth team foul for the Vikings. 3 team fouls so far for Roncalli. 19-8, the Vikes have an 11-point lead. due in large part to this defense. They've held the Jets down thus far. Here's Fico. Fico lobs it down to Schultz. Schultz bounce pass into Finnell. And Finnell, that's a strong finish underneath by Molly Finnell. The senior just muscled it up. Here's the Vikings out in transition, even after a made basket. Nice find from Shea. She picks out Siri Kuski, who's got 6 after laying that one in. Nice job by Shea. Almost forced another turnover. She did, as Elena Schramm drug the pivot foot. Vikes back out to an 11-point lead, 21-10. 8:48 to go here in the first half. Kuski leads all scorers with 6, 4 for Shea. Again, I think those are going to be 2 leaders for this team. Only 3 seniors on the team this year for the Vikings. Peyton Chemnitz not here tonight. Maddie Lair and Jess Pino. Nice cut there by Nell. She's found by Shea. Almost looked like a pass, but it was a shot and ended up in the hands of Abby Cole, who was in the right place at the right time. Finished it. Cole's got 4, 23-10. Vikes lead it. Shea hounding Stengel. The freshman wisely gets rid of it. Here's Friess. Friess across the front court. Looks back out top of the key. Hands off there. This is Fico. Down to the corner, Stengel. The freshman takes it towards the middle of the floor. Nice pass cross court. Back out top of the key. Stengel's free. Wide open. Hit it. She's hit 2 of those so far. Lauren Stengel is 2 for 3 from 3. And the Vikes have lost her a couple of times. Leads back down to 10. 23-13. Stengel's got 6. Bounce pass. Lair, long 2. Fighting for the rebound is Kuski. She gets it and tries it to get it back up and in. Offensive rebound as the strong shot from Kuski is boarded by Cole. She heads to the free throw line. The hustle stats are going to look good for the Vikings. Some of the other stuff may not look pristine for WLA, but offensive rebounding has been very good, as has defense. First one rattles home for Abby Cole. Vikings are 1 for 2 from the line. 2 for 3, pardon me. Cole is 1 for 1 after Nell was 1 for 2 earlier. Second trip to the line for the Vikings, and that one's missed. Vikings weren't a great free throw shooting team at either level last year, and we'll see if that improves this year. Here's Schultz, top of the key. Friess looks back to Schultz. Schultz rips through, long 2 on the way. Looked like it was partially blocked perhaps by Kiera Shea. Defensive rebound strongly done there by Abby Cole. She gets fouled. Ball back to the Vikes. Going to get Finnell on the foul. 11-point lead for the Vikes, 24-13. 7:31 to go here till half. Maddie Lair crosses the logo. Hands off to Shea. Shea looks near side. There's Cole. Cole dribbles back to the middle, and she gets it back from Shea now here on the right wing. Bounces down. Screen and roll action from Lindsay Nell. Misses the first one. Tips the offensive rebound to herself. Here's Lair. Right wing 3 on the way. Looks good. Is good. Abby Cole hits her second triple of the season, and Coach Schroffnagel, as he so often did last year, takes a timeout before a defensive possession. I love that. 27-13. Not that he needs to care what I love, but Coach Schroffnagel likes setting the defense up after a made hoop, and who can blame him when your defense looks like his does tonight? 27-13. Vikes lead by 14. 7:04 to go here in the first half. We'll take a timeout. Come back in about 45 seconds. This is Viking basketball on WLA TV. Back in here at campus of Winnebago Lutheran Academy. Glad to have you along. Jordan King taking you through the action here on WLA TV. 7:04 to go in the first half, 27-13. Vikes lead the Roncalli Jets. And here is Frice. Bounce pass to Fico. A couple of Vikes get their hands on it. Should be tied up. It is, and it'll go back to the Vikings. Good hustle there by a couple of Vikings. Couldn't see who it was on the other side of Abby Cole. Cole ended up diving on the floor and earning possession for the Vikes. But good defense once again. Shea will key it in for WLA as she lobs it into Lindsay Nell. Nell gets wrong side of her defender. Bounces down to Siri Kuski. And nice job there by Fico underneath the hoop, going straight up, not fouling. Maddie Cole steps in front of the first pass, and the Vikes have it back. Long two on the way for Shea. Banks in for Kiara Shea. If she gets those going, that'll be a good sign for the Vikings. Shea gets her hands on it, goes right up with it, and that crawls over the front edge of the rim. Just like that, Kiara Shea has 8 points, leads all scorers, and the Vikes lead has swelled to 18, 31-13. And the Vikes starting to run away with it with this pressure. Here's Fico in the backcourt, guarded by Maddie Lair, and I think it's going to force a timeout. Got the whistle. Yeah, timeout for the Jets as they are really struggling with this Viking pressure. And forced into a 30-second timeout. Lot to digest there in the last, 30 seconds of game time. Maybe not. Vikes now have scorer with 8. That is Kiara Shea. Scorer with 6, Siri Kuski. Abby Cole's got 8 as well. Does Abby Cole. Couple of Vikings with, handful of Vikings with 2. Leading scorer for the Jets so far is Lauren Stengel. She's got 6, hit a couple of threes. And she's back into the game to try to deal with this pressure. She's a freshman kind of thrown into the fire here, but she's doing a nice job. Has been one of, if not the best ball handler so far this evening for the Jets. Bounce pass inside. Here's Fico. She turns, strong with it. Nice strong rebound on the miss. There's Lindsay Nell, near side. Nell met at half court, bounces and gets it picked off. Here's Frice. Frice spins, kicks. Finnell, nice nice pump fake from Finnell. Saved by Frice. Frice looks top of the key. Another 3 on the way. This is where she's hit a couple of them. This one's too strong from Stengel. Offensive rebound tipped around, and Schultz puts it up. More offensive rebounding as Fico gets her first 2 points of the night. 31-15. Vikes still lead it. 5:28 to go here first half. Handoff from Shea. Nell crosses over. Tipped away once again. 2 straight possessions where Nell's gotten caught on the crossover. Here's Stengel. Stengel kicks it out. Schultz, left wing 3 on the way. Banks off strong. Tipped out by Bernhardt, who's onto the floor for the Vikings. And rebound secured by Lindsay Nell. Here's Shea. Shea crosses over. Down the floor. Misses that one strong. Gets her own offensive board and somehow keeps her dribble alive. Here's Bernhardt. Right wing 3 on the way. Oh, that rattles out. Was almost down. She gets back on the floor trying to earn possession for the Vikings. It's going to be tied up and go back to the Jets. Looks good there for Lydia Bernhard. And it rattled around like it was going to go, but it didn't. 31-15. Vikes still lead it. Kuski back onto the floor and giving Lindsay Nell a break. 4:53 to go here, first half. A couple of times now the Vikes have gotten caught leaving Lauren Stengel open. Stengel's made him pay twice. She's 2 of 4 from 3. This one's tipped away. Shea ends up completing the steal, and she'll be fouled in the backcourt. 6th team foul for the Jets. 5 team fouls so far tonight for the Vikings. Before the steal was completed by Shea, it was Lydia Bernhard who tipped it. Shea had 10 rebounds, by the way, in the first game, opening win over at Kiel. Only thing that kept her from a double-double was points, and my guess is that won't happen a ton this year. Nice shovel pass to Jess Pino from Shea this time. Pino is a little bit strong on that one, and a good defensive rebound this time for the Jets. Here's Stengel, and a little off balance was Lauren Stengel. Travel will send it back to the Vikes. (31-15). Vikings lead it. Defensive masterclass so far here in the first half. Here's McKenna Conkey. She gives it to Shea. Corner 3 on the way. This one's short. Offensive board from Jess Pino. Can't get that one to go. And a nice rebound there by the Jets. Tied up. No. Going to get a foul. 6th team foul for the Vikes. The first team foul for Lydia Bernhard. First personal, pardon me. Here's Putman. Keys it in. Gives it to Fico. Back to Putman. And she bounces that one out of bounds. A little bit of a miscommunication there with Elena Schramm. Schramm, a junior for the Jets. And Kiera Shea will side inbound it for the Vikings. Pino trying to work to get open. She gets open, hands off to Shea. Shea crosses over, tried to get a bounce down to Lydia Bernhard. Ended up getting tied up. Probably wasn't there for Shea. She thought she could thread the needle. Not able to do so. Here's Kuski, has it batted away. Nice defense that time from the Jets. Putman, though, in trouble here in the corner. Nice feed back out here to Jagaman. Jagaman crosses half court. She's on the right side, kicks it back out. Top of the key, swung back around. And here is Stengel. Stengel, hands off. Long 2 on the way. Foot was on the line, and it's a little bit off anyway from Elena Schramm. Maddie Lair and then Nell and Cole, the 2 sophomores, return for the Vikings. 3:54 to go until halftime. 31-15, the Vikes lead it. I say the offense hasn't looked great tonight, and it probably hasn't, but you still have 31 points. There's a blocking foul, and Lindsay Nell will head to the free throw line. Chance to build on her 1-for-2 performance so far from the line as the Vikes enter the bonus. And Fico picks up her second foul. Roncalli trying to get a substitution in there. A little miscommunication, but Molly Finnell will be allowed on the floor. Here's Nell's first front end hit. Nice job by Nell to hit the first one. At least earn the second one in bonus, right? It's certainly, especially late in games, not so much in the first half bonus, but late in games when you make the first one. Obviously, it's nice if you can make both, and Nell does here. She's 3 for 4 from the line now and has 5 points. But it feels like momentum. As Nell steps in, pressure from Shea caused it. Nell completed the steal, and she's got 7. 4 straight for Nell personally, and a 4-0 run for the Vikings. 35-15, lead swells to 20. Tipped away by Nell. Lair completes the steal, not able to get the bounce pass to Nell. Stolen back by the Vikes. It was Siri Kuski, and a foul on the floor will send Kuski to the free throw line for bonus. It's too quick moving for me to get any comments in here, but my point is, second half in a tight game, if you make the front end, it feels like the foul didn't work, even if you only make 1 of 2. If you miss the front end, there's so much more that you leave out there. And that's what Kuski did there. Kuski misses the front end. She's got 6 points, though, here in the first half. Jumper goes off the top of the backboard there for the Jets. Offensive rebound by Stengel. Stengel, retreat dribble out to the half-court logo. Gives it to Fico here near side. In the corner, jumper from almost behind the backboard from Putman. And rebound down to Kuski. Kuski to Shea. Shea into the front court. She gets it back from Kuski. Right wing 3 on the way. Left wing 3, pardon me, on the way. Not able to get that one to go. Nell not quite strong enough with it underneath. 35-15. Stengel crosses over. Gets it into the front court. Fico thought about the 3 and gets it into Finnell. Finnell bounces through here to Putman. Skip pass out top of the key. Shea guards out there. This is Jagaman. Jagaman bounces far side Finnell. Finnell looks in. Pumps once. Skip pass to Stengel, who not able to control it. Tried to go with one hand. Probably should have used 2 there. 35-15. Vikes lead it. 2:24 to go till half. Chloe Volbright, her first action tonight. I believe first action of the season for Chloe Volbright. Crossing over here is Shea. Shea pumps down the lane and gets it to go. Does Kiera Shea. Shea, the first player here tonight into double figures. She's got 10. Coach Schroffnagel wants to see what his team looks like in half-court defense, so they'll pull it back. Janessa Schultz across the timeline for Roncalli. Far side is Finnell. Finnell dribbles back to the center. She's guarded by Volbright. Hands back off here to Schultz. Schultz top of the key. Fico. Fico goes far side. Jageman. Jageman there on the right wing down to the right corner. Finnell thought about the three-pointer. Kicks it back out top of the key. Good ball movement by Roncalli and good patience. And as I say that, a little bit impatient there from Putman. And it's stolen by Lindsay Nell. She gives to Lair. Lair surveys the court as she moves into the front court. Gets it back that time from Volbright. Long two misses. And Vikes almost got it back. That was Shea in on another offensive rebound that got tipped out of bounds. 1:23 to go here till halftime. Vikes have opened up a 22-point first half lead. And again are going to play some half-court man-to-man defense now. Press looks good tonight. Not perfect, but pretty good for the Vikes. That 2-2-1 especially as Nell tips that one out of bounds. Looking for Fico was Finnell. Not perfect, but pretty good. That 2-2-1 where the Vikes just, we'll let you get it in. We're not trying to deny the inbounds pass. We want to pick off that first pass and the length they have with Nell and Cole and Kuski and the likes. It's worked really well tonight. Lobbed underneath. Here's Frice. Frice dribbles back out. Thought she was going to go back top of the key. She bounced it back into Fico. Fico missed. Rebound by Nell. She's been a vacuum on the boards once again this evening. And they're going to get a foul underneath on Lydia Bernhard on the rebound opportunity. And we're into the bonus. Confirmation with the scorers table that we are into the bonus, and indeed we are. So it'll be Caitlin Frice who heads to the charity stripe, and Coach Schroffnagel reminding his girls only one shot, so box out. That's tipped out by the Vikings, I do believe. Yeah, going to stay here. I think it was off of McKenna Conkey, perhaps. 37-15. We're under a minute to go here until halftime, by the way. 45 seconds and counting down. Here's Schultz. Schultz, far side. Oh, the worst thing in basketball. Maybe there is things worse, but I always hated that when you pump fake and then your teammate goes and you throw. Miscommunication for the Jets, and it turns back over to the Vikings. Here's Kuski. Hands off to Bernhard. Nice backdoor cut. Volbright found in the corner. Here's Bernhard. Thought about the three. Good ball movement for the Vikings this time. And nice defense as well by Caitlin Frice. She tips that one away. And the Vikes will have it with 25.4 seconds until halftime. They lead it by 22, 37-15. Maddie Lair will be the one to key it in for the Vikes. She looks to Kuski, finds her. Kuski, top of the key, crosses over. Now with the right-hand dribble, hands off to Lair. Lair with the left hand, hands off once again to Bernhard, who finds Conkey in the corner. One dribble inside the three-point line. Fires it up there. Offensive board on the far side from Siri Kuski. Blocked and tipped away by the Jets. Here's Frice into the front court. Fico, Finnell, pump fake. Down the lane she goes. Up with the left hand, misses it. Offensive board for Frice, and that one won't go. And it'll take us to halftime. 37-15. Entertaining first half. Vikes look good defensively. A little bit of a sloppy first half by both teams. Plenty of turnovers to speak of, but the Vikings taking care of business in their second game of the season, trying to go 2-0, and they lead it by 22. 37-15. You're watching WLA Girls Viking Basketball on WLA TV. We'll be back in a couple of minutes with some halftime facts and figures. Big smile on Coach Schroffnagel's face as he heads towards the locker room. He leads it by 22. Back with more. You're watching WLA Girls Basketball on WLA TV. Stay with us. Halftime here between the Vikings and the Jets, WLA and Roncalli. First home game of the season for the Vikings. First home event of the winter season for any of the WLA sports teams. Coming up on Monday, Luther Prep will be in town. Hopefully we have things situated with the huddle camera by then, and we can get back to some normalcy here on WLA TV. Also rumors, I don't know if any of this is true, but may have another broadcast in town. Who knows? We'll see. But more information on that, just be on the lookout at WLA Vikings _AD is the athletic director, Mr. Bendix's Twitter account. He'll have everything you need to know on there. Also at WLAGBBALL, GB Ball, WLAGB Ball on Twitter. That is the Vikings official girls basketball Twitter account. If you care about following such things, I'm at Vikes _voice on Twitter as well. All ways you can figure out where to watch the game on Monday. Luther Prep comes to town for the girls team. And the boys team gets their season underway on Tuesday. They're going to play at Waupun, their first game on WLA TV. At Berlin on Tuesday. Home to Waupun will take place the following Monday, and that'll be the first one we have here on WLA TV. Looking forward to seeing the guys' team this year. You look at what they got coming back. For my money, one of the top 3 players in the conference, along with Ottery from Springs last season. Also had, I believe it was the Middlestat kid from Mayville, who was terrific. But Ethan Cole's back for the Vikings. And with him and Sam Lair and some of the other talented players that Coach Nell has, I think this could be a year to look out for the guys Vikings team as they continue to progress and Coach Nell continues to build his program. I think it could be exciting for them. So hopefully we can get the huddle camera straightened out for that. But we're doing just fine here tonight. Glad to have you along. Roncalli Jets in town. For the Jets, 15 points in the first half. 6 of them came from Lauren Stengel. She was the Jets' leading scorer. 2 for Ellie Jagaman. 2 points for number 20, Molly Finnell. 3 for Elena Schramm. And number 25, Amber Fico, had a pair for the Jets. For the Vikings, the leading scorer in the first half was Kiera Shea. She had 10. Abby Cole had 8. 7 for Lindsay Nell. 6 for Siri Kuski. 2 for McKenna Conkey. 2 for Maddie Lair. 2 for Lydia Bernhard at the scoring for the Vikings. Only 2 Vikes have seen the floor and not scored. So the Vikes, very balanced effort thus far. Kiera Shea into double figures for the first time this season. Honestly, the surprise was that she wasn't into double figures in the first game, not the fact that she is here in game number 2. 3 minutes and 25 seconds left here during halftime. We're going to take another timeout, catch our breath one more time, get ready for the second half of action. Glad to have you along here on this beautiful Friday evening. Nothing better than Friday night lights, even if that means basketball and not football. I hope you're happy it's basketball season because it's a long one, and I hope you'll stay with us the whole way through here on WLA TV. Be back in 2.5 minutes. You're listening and watching WLA Girls Varsity Basketball on WLA TV. Stay with us. Just about ready to roll here, about 20 seconds left, and coaches giving their teams the final couple of instructions here in the second half. Vikes lead at 37-15. 22-point lead, 1-0 on the season are the Vikings, team that won the Flyweight Conference in undefeated style last season, 12-0. Laconia figures to be the best team in the conference this season. Springs also returned quite a few players from an 8-4 team that the Vikings dismantled in the playoffs last season. But a very, very talented young team. And that was had nothing to do with Springs. The Vikings were just unbelievable in that regional final game. Right here, about 6-8 months ago, something like that. Vikings coming out in a 1-3-1 zone here in the second half. And I was wondering, I didn't want to speculate. I was kind of wondering if Coach Schroffnagel might go into something like this. It kind of, as it did last year, I believe this to be a 1-3-1. It almost looks like it turns into a 2-3 at times. But it's a 1-3-1 zone for the Vikings, and we'll see how well they can play it here. Not sure how much they got into this last week at Kiel. Not much that I saw. Here's Stengel. Long two on the way. Misses that one long. Lindsay Nell gets her head up, looks up for Shea. Tipped off, goes off of Shea's shoulder, and stolen by the Jets. Probably a little bit of a force there by the Vikings heading into the front court. Here's Jagman, top of the key, guarded by Shea. Shea dips down right there. That's the hand. That's the pass you're looking to get your hands on. Stolen by Pino. Gets it out to Nell, up to Siri Kuski. And Kuski's got 8. And now this 1-3-1 zone is extended into the backcourt. And Stengel throws that one, bounces that one away. Vikings will get it back. So that's a little interesting wrinkle. Again, one that we didn't see last season. Vikes didn't have to press a ton last season. And, maybe the depth, maybe not quite there to do so. Who knows? Here's Pino. Nice cut. Good find by Kuski. And Jess Pino has her first points of the evening. So almost everyone that's gotten in for the Vikings has scored. Pino's got a pair. 41-15. Vikes have a huge lead here tonight. Look like they're well on their way to heading to 2-0, but a nice bounce pass from Stengel underneath. Putman misses, gets her own offensive rebound, gets it back out to Stengel, who reverse dribbles. Poked away by Nell. Nell picks her head up. Cross court. Shea up with the right hand, misses. Offensive board, and Siri Kuski is the second player tonight into double figures. She's got 4 straight and 10 total here on the night. Spin move by Stengel into the front court. Tipped away. Stolen by Shea. Shea loses her footing and kind of throws her head back in disgust, but she's still playing. It just hasn't quite clicked yet. Obviously, defensively, Kiera Shea, I haven't seen anyone in the state of Wisconsin play better defense than Kiera Shea. There's the first points of the night for Caitlin Friess. And now I'm not claiming to be a Wisconsin girls basketball expert, but I haven't seen one yet that has played more difficult, hard-nosed defense than Kiera Shea. Hook shot from Nell won't go. Gets her own offensive board. Dribbles it back out to the corner, loses control, and it'll head back to the Jets. So one of the negatives I think you'd take out of this if you're pessimistic, and I'm an eternal optimist. Jets have 6 on the floor right now, so got to get one more off. They got, and there we go. Now we got 5. But if you were a pessimist, and like I said, I would never say anything like this. The Vikes have probably turned the ball over too many times tonight. Poked away by Pino, completed by Shea. Shea goes up with it and finishes. Little contact there and a nice strong move to the hoop from Kiera Shea. She's got a dozen for the Vikings. They lead at 45-17. Tipped away by Cole. Saved by Roncalli underneath Schultz. Nice bounce pass and blocked by Cole. Saves it. No, she was standing out of bounds. Hammered that block, did Abby Cole. Into the game for the first time for the Jets is Grace Pribble, pardon me. Got a couple of names mixed up there. And Elena Schramm not able to save that one in the corner. So back to the Vikings it goes. 14:52 to play in the ball game. 45-17, Vikings lead. Crossing half court is Shea. Shea crosses over. Gives it to Cole, pardon me. Long three on the way. Offensive board fought for by a couple of Vikings. And defensive board pulled down by the Jets. Pribble into the front court. Here's Schramm, looks to the corner. Schultz back out to Schramm. Schramm thought about the three. Gives it to Pribble. Good ball movement here by the Jets once again. Haven't been able to put it together, has Roncalli, but some of the fundamentals are there, you can tell, for the Jets. Going to get Lindsay Nell on the foul there. First for Nell. And it'll be Wall to key it in for the Jets. Jets also going a little bit further into their bench here to start the second half. Maybe get some varsity experience to a few extra players. Fundamentals for the Jets. Now I say that they've turned the ball over, but I think you attribute a lot of that to the Vikings defense. Nice drive underneath by Finnell. Couldn't quite get it to go. Schramm offensive board, short corner, misses that one. Rebound tipped by Kuski, out to Shea. Shea up, strong. Offensive board, Kuski, and she'll head to the free throw line. Good transition defense by Roncalli. Kuski, though, with the offensive rebound, and she'll head to the free throw line. First trip there, second trip for Siri Kuski. She missed the front end of a 1-and-1 in the first half. Vikings as the team so far tonight, 4, make it 5 for 7. 5 for 8, pardon me. McKenna Conkey and Maddie Lair both in for the Vikings. Kuski a couple of rhythm dribbles, throws it up and hits it. She is 2 for 3 now from the free throw line. Back into the 1-3-1 go the Vikings. Lair up on Stengel. Far side, that's Kuski. Back out top of the key, near side, Pribble, guarded by Conkey. Nice defense by McKenna Conkey. They're back in the corner. Now kicked back out to Wall. Wall, top of the key, Pribble. Pribble back to Wall. Nice cut by Pribble, not found though. To the corner, that's Putman. Back out to Wall. Wall guarded by Kuski. A lot of good motion here on this offensive possession from the Jets. Skip pass and a good find underneath. Stengel couldn't quite get it to go. Offensive board finished by Jenna Wall. Jenna Wall, a sophomore for Roncalli. And it's 47-19. Here's Jess Pino. Pino drives with the right hand, kicks it out to Kuski. Kuski gives it out to Cole. Cole, shot fake, drives the lane, kicks it short corner. Missed that one, did Pino. Tipped around, and the Jets secure the rebound. Here's Pribble. Pribble into the front court, kicks it back out. Top of the key. This is Stengel. Near side. Bounce top of the key, Wall. Far side, that's Schultz. Misses that one long. Good rebound by McKenna Conkey. Gives it to Cole. Cole looking to fire it up to Kuski. Does so. Drive from Siri Kuski. Now here goes Cole. Kicks it back out. Conkey, 3 on the way. This one looks good, just a little bit short. And tipped out of bounds. Abby Cole continuing to crash the glass, pardon me. Not able to secure that one in bounds. 47-19, Vikes lead it here tonight. 12:08 to go in the game. Here's Pribble. Looks far side. That's Jagaman. Frice back into the game for the Jets as well. She's trying to post up Pino there at the high post. Nice job by Jess Pino to fight through it. Cole closes out and forces a missed shot there from Jagaman. And the Vikes headed the other way. Cole going to play point for the Vikes for the time being. Hands off to Pino. Pino looks to the corner. There's Siri Kuski. Kuski with the dribble back out. Finds Conkey on the skip pass. Cole thought about the 3. Steps back. Now going to try the 3. This one's short. And a nice rebound on the far side. Good box by Caitlin Frice. Wall into the front court. She's hounded by Maddie Lair. And again, that pass just fractions off, but I think you credit that to Maddie Lair. Just, well, what I would call the Kiara Shea treatment. Something like that. 47-19. Vikes with a 28-point lead. I think that's 28, right? Someone check my math. That's forced in there from Maddie Lair and stolen by the Jets. Here comes Jagaman. Good hustle by Chloe Volbright, who's back into the contest. Down to the corner, that's Putman. Top of the key, Frice. Frice working on Pino. Frice once again down the lane, up with the right hand. That one won't go. And the rebound once again fought for by Frice. Another offensive board. Frice all over the place since she's been reintroduced. That three-pointer short from Jagaman. And the Vikes will regain possession. Lydia Bernhard also re-entered when Volbright did. Near side, McKenna Conkey. Conkey dribbles into the lane and lost control of that more than anything else. I think she just lost handle of it. And not only did it turn over, I think she just erased anything that Coach Schroffnagel was writing on the board over there, too. Big grin on Coach Schroffnagel's face. I guess you can a little easier to laugh about when you're up by 28. 47-19, 10-15 to go here in the game. Schramm tried to throw that one off of Lair. Maddie Lair crosses over into the front court between the circles. Bounce pass down to Conkey, blocked, and that was out of bounds, so it'll stay here with WLA. Bernhard cutting through, as is Lair. Lair's in the corner, dribbles back to the middle, goes up with the right hand through the lane, can't get it to go. Good rebound once again from Frice. Beast underneath is Caitlin Frice. Everything is technically sound. Box out, goes with it. Stop there on the dribble, and they're going to say it was off of Frice last. Stengel back in for the Jets. Shea and Nell re-enter for the Vikings. Also want to thank Alec Oberg, sophomore here at WLA, who's running the camera for us. And if I didn't tell you that this wasn't the huddle camera, you probably wouldn't know. It's a little lower of an angle, but he's done a terrific job here this evening. Shea loses it, stolen by Wall, but Shea's right there to tie it back up, so the Vikes will inbound underneath. And they're got a few players coming back around. I'd like to see Bernhard be just a touch more patient there, as Shea probably the primary target coming through into the corner trying to get a three-point opportunity. But she saw Nell underneath, saw a lane for the bounce pass, bounced it in there, and Nell couldn't quite get it to go. Near side, this is Jagaman. Gives it back over to Putman. Far side to Stengel. Stengel drives. Putman, top of the key. This one misses. Good board by Lindsay Nell. That was strong. Shea's sprinting up this near side. Nell looking for her. Instead going to go to Lair. Lair in the corner. That's a two. But Maddie Lair's got her third and fourth points here of the night. Nice jump shot by Maddie. Across the Viking logo is Stengel. Far side, Putman. Back to Stengel in the high post. She turns, drives, up with the right hand, blocked by Shea. Out of bounds, and it'll stay with the Jets. Vikes lead it by 30. 8:44 to go here in the game. 49-19. Defense has been the driver for the Vikings here tonight. Have not allowed much for the Roncalli Jets. Another miscommunication there on the pass from Jagaman. Stolen by Nell. Nice bounce pass to Maddie Lair, who finishes. Maddie Lair's got 6 for the Vikings, and it's 51-19. Here's Frice. Nice rip-through move, driving the left side and scores, does Caitlin Frice. She's got 4 points. And it's back to a 30-point game as we got a full timeout here for Roncalli. 8:15 to go here in the ball game. Vikings doing a nice job. Again, if you're just joining us, we've outlined what the Vikings are trying to replace. Elena Supernan, Geneva Hewitt, Kaylee Fry, Riley Lair. Seen a couple of them tonight. Saw Kaylee Fry at one point. Saw Riley Lair as well. Both still in the area. Maybe at some point see if they want to reminisce about their good times last season. The Vikes undefeated in the regular season, went to the postseason. Had to go to Oostburg, lost there. It was a 60-55 loss to Oostburg in a sectional semifinal that really should have been probably played at WLA, but it wasn't, and we aren't talking about that anymore because we don't dwell on what we can't control. If you can't tell, I have a huge smile on my face. Vikings lead it here by 30. That was last year. This is this year. And the Vikes having a nice night tonight against the Roncalli Jets. They lead it by 30. Leading scorer is Kiara Shea. She's got a dozen. Siri Kuski also in double figures with 12 of her own. 8 for Cole, 7 for Nell. Smattering of other points for others. Maddie Lair into the front court, hands to Shea. Shea down the lane, kicks it, corner, Volbright. Chloe Volbright rips through, lobs it back out to Lydia Bernhard. Bernhard back to Volbright. Looking back, top of the key. Shea trying to calm things down. Here's Nell. Nell down left hand scoop, can't get it to go. And a nice rebound there from Putman. Putman gets it to Jagman, and Ellie Jagman, the junior, is into the front court. Here's Frice. Frice on the far side. Frice, one of the seniors for this team, by the way. Finds Fico. And standing out of bounds was Natalie Putman. Putman didn't realize where she was on the floor. Abby Cole will return for the Vikings. Cole has 8, a couple of points away from starting her Viking varsity career with back-to-back double-figure games. I don't think that was meant for Cole, but she ended up with it. Here's Maddie Lair. Lair goes to the short corner. Looked for Cole on the roll. And Abby Cole trying to screen for Kiara Shea. She screened Kiara Shea. Nice cut from Shea, and well done there from Stengel to get the steal. But the Vikes able to poke it right back through Maddie Lair. In the corner is Bernhard. Top of the key is Shea. Shea through some contact. Bounces, and they're going to say she walked. Get it back over to the Jets. 51-21. Vikes lead it with 6:50 to go here in the game. Here's Fico. Fico, a sophomore for the Jets. Frice. Nice bounce down to Fico. Fico goes up with it, can't get it to go. Nice defense in the post there by Chloe Volbright. Crossing over into the front court is Shea. Good recovery defense by the Jets. Cole near side. Cole looks for the cutting. Bernhard goes up with it, and she'll head back to the free throw line. Will Lydia Bernhard. Her first trip there this evening. First one from Bernhard is off to the right. Kuski and Pino back in. Second one missed. Offensive board from Cole. Cole goes up with it. Can't get it to go. But she'll head to the free throw line. So 0 for 2 for Lydia Bernhard. from the charity stripe. You know, Ethan Cole probably would have finished that. I'm just kidding. Although Ethan Cole, very good through contact last year. One of the things that makes him so difficult to defend as the first one goes down for Abby Cole. If this one falls for Cole, she'll be the third Viking into double figures. And she is. She's 3 for 4 from the line. Cole's 3 for 4, as is Lindsay Nell. Vikings shooting pretty well from the line, all things told, here this evening. They're 6 for 8 together. 2 for 3, Siri Kuski. 0 for 2, Lydia Bernhard. So Vikes not doing too poorly from the charity stripe. Nice board from Lydia Bernhard. Vikes lead at 53-21. Here's Cole. She crosses the Viking logo. We're under 6 minutes to go here in the game. Cole drives the left side, gets it poked off of her own leg, and back to the Jets. Love to see the aggressiveness from Abby Cole. Here's Jageman. She's hounded once again by Maddie Lair. That's picked off. Down the lane, up with the left hand. Can't get it to go. That's Lydia Bernhardt, who missed that one just a little bit short in transition. Finnell gets it to Stangl. And Stangl into the front court. Looks to the near side. Frice, pardon me. Down to the corner. Finnell. Finnell lobs it back into Frice. Nice rip through once again, and they're going to say she traveled first. And the ball will head back to the Vikings. Schultz back in for the Jets, and Conkey in for the Vikes. 53-21, 5:18 to go. Maddie Lair into the front court. Little hesitation dribble, bounces down to Kuski, back out to Conkey. McKenna Conkey dribbles, spins, kicks it to Kuski, down to the corner. Lair looking for Conkey, kind of telegraphed that one, did Maddie Lair. Down the lane goes Stangl, she's fouled, and we'll head to the free throw line. We're under 5 minutes to play. 4:56, Vikes lead it by 32 over the Jets, 53-21. Lauren Stangl, the leading scorer tonight for the Jets, and she heads to the free throw line with a chance to notch a couple more for Roncalli. First one misses strong. Kuski will head to the bench. Normally I would say for probably the remainder of the game, but the Vikes only have 9 dressed players tonight. Only 10 on the roster for the Vikings this season. Here's Conkey, skip pass. Bernhardt from the mid-range, can't get that one to go. It's tipped out by Pino. And the offense has been stymied a little bit for the Vikings. They have 4 of their 5 starters on the bench right now. Pino, the only starter that's still out there. Clock will tick under 4.5 minutes on this possession for the Jets. And they trail 53-21 to the Vikings. And we tie it up. Keep it with Roncalli. Several players to be really excited about for the Jets. Lauren Stangl, the only freshman up here on varsity, but we've seen Grace Pribble out there. We've seen Fico here. This shot is a little strong for the Jets, and nice rebound by Lydia Bernhard. Vikes want to run a little bit. Conkey, Lair, Volbright, kicks it back out. There is Bernhard. Bernhard walked with it. Yeah, I would agree with that one. Drug the pivot foot. Riley Mahalakakis back into the game. I'm just happy I got it down now, so I'm going to keep saying it. Give the ball to number 11. Here's Fico, far side. 53-21, Vikes lead it. Underneath, here's Mahalakakis. And that one is tipped out by the Vikes. It was Pino, touched it last, so it'll be a side inbounds for the Jets. Putman will key it in. Bounces. Here's Schultz. Janessa Schultz, one of the juniors on this team. She'll be back. Here's Mahalakakis. Looks underneath. Now going to give it to Schultz. Fico flashes free, but not able to secure it after the entry pass was thrown in. Here's Lair. Maddie Lair dribbling down. Tried one of these in the first half. Got it. Oh, man, that one rims in and out for Maddie Lair. Thought she had her second reverse layup. Nice job there by McKenna Conkey, almost getting the pickpocket. Here's Wall. Far side Fico. Nice cut. Fico's going to try a three, and it's going to get stuck. So jump ball will head back to the Vikings. You know, in a guys game, you just say, someone jump up and get it. But that doesn't quite work. .306 to go here. Here is Maddie Lair. Crosses to the near side. Lair kicks it back out to Conkey. Conkey dribbles to the middle. Out to Volbright. Back to Lair. Lair, Conkey. Long two for McKenna Conkey, and that's her second bucket. She's got 4. Here's a 3-ball. This one's deep. Fico almost had the offensive board. It'll stay with the Jets. 2:35 to play. 55-21. Vikes lead it by 34. Really nice night tonight for the Vikings in terms of a balanced team scoring. I don't know, as Fico gets fouled by Pino, and we'll head to the free throw line. I'm not sure how many performances you're going to get from any of the Vikings this year that look like an Elena Supernand or a Geneva Hewitt or a Kaylee Fry who could take over a game, or first one misses from Fico, or even like, you know, Riley Lair's performance at Laconia last year where she hit whatever it was, 4 threes in about 3 minutes. It seemed like in that first half. Fico misses the second as well, rebound down to the Vikings. I don't know how many you're going to get like that, or the 18-point first half performance from Riley Lair against Oakfield, I believe it was last year. One of our first games here on WLA TV that we called. Tie up after the missed Bernhard shot, and it'll stay with the Vikings. I think you're going to need some of these balanced efforts for WLA, and there's nothing wrong with that. A lot of value to having balanced scoring and making yourself unpredictable and difficult to scout, and who do you take away? Now, the Vikings were difficult to take away last year. McKenna Conkey follows her own shot. She's got 6. Nice job there by McKenna Conkey. We're going to tick under 2 minutes here on this possession, and the Vikes lead it by 36. 57-21. And not to, again, my point is not to say last year the Vikes were predictable. But if you wanted to stop the Vikings, you started with Elena Supernand. You tried. That's easier said than done. And you tried Geneva Hewitt. You tried to slow her down. If you got big bodies like Oosberg did, you tried to slow down Kaylee Fry if you can. Nice floater there from Maddie Lair in the lane. Lair's got 8. But I think there's a lot of value. If this team can start to be a little bit more efficient, take care of the basketball, this is going to be a really good basketball team that Coach Schroffnagel has yet again under his care this year. Here's a long 2, and good from Ellie Jagaman. She's hit a couple of jumpers. She's got 4 points. 59-23, 1 minute and 16 seconds left here to go in the game. Here's Conkey. Drives back to the middle of the lane. That's a sweet-looking jumper. Missed it. Rattled out. Jess Pino fouled after she got the offensive board. She'll head back to the free throw line. But, yeah, a lot of value in balanced scoring. And the Vikes had that tonight. 12 for Kuski, 12 for Shea, 7 for Nell, 10 for Cole. First one misses for Jess Pino. Maddie Lair with 8 and 6 for McKenna Conkey. And that one's going to miss for Pino. Almost got her own offensive board, tipped around and not secured. So 0 for 2 on that trip. Pino also has 2 points tonight as well. Fico flashes open far side. Tips off her hands, but she recollects. Here's Stengel. Stengel to the near side. Putman. Back out to Stengel. That's Jagaman. Fights through a couple of bumps from Maddie Lair. Far side, Putman. Fico drives the lane. Can't get that one. But it was touched last by Jess Pino. Keyed in. And a battle there between Lydia Bernhard and Riley Mihalakakis. (59-23). Vikes have been in control for most of this game. And as we tick under the last 20 seconds as Jess Pino gets a steal and batted out of bounds by the Jets, that should be it. 16.1 seconds left. Lair will key it in to Lydia Bernhard. Give it back to Lair. She'll dribble out the clock for the Vikes. Just get into the front court, preferably, and now you can dribble it out. So that'll do it for the Vikings. They move to 2-0 on the season. Nice performance by Coach Schraffnagel's crew. Once again, very good performance for the Vikes defensively tonight. They hold the Jets to 23 points in the 59-23 win. Move to 2-0 on the season. Get you some final stats here. We won't keep you too long. 12 points for Kiera Shea, 2 for Lydia Bernhard, 7 for Lindsay Nell, 12 for Siri Kuski, 2 for Jess Pino, 8 for Maddie Lair, 10 for Abby Cole, 6 for McKenna Conkey. So as we head into the second game, or the third game of the season, Vikes are going to have 3 players averaging double figures, and Kiera Shea's right on the verge. So if you can get 4 players that are averaging in double figures, and I know this probably won't continue as we head into conference season and games and opponents become a little tougher as we continue to move through it. But if you can, as long as you have 4 scorers that are as dangerous as the Vikes have shown to have here in the first 4 games, or first 2 games, Lindsay Nell, Abby Cole, Siri Kuski, Kiera Shea. Oh, and by the way, all 4 of them will be coming back next season. You start to get really excited about this team. We're not worried about next season. I think this team's going to have a really nice year this year. So just stay tuned. Don't sell this team just yet. Okay, for the Roncalli Jets, tough night offensively. The Vikes were very good on the defensive side of the floor. Lauren Stengel had 6 points for the Jets, 2 for Jenna Wall, 4 for Ellie Jagaman, 2 for Molly Finnell, 3 for Elena Schramm, 4 for Caitlin Friess, and 2 for Amber Fico. Vikes moved to 2-0 behind 12 points from both Siri Kuski and Kiera Shea in a 59-23 win over the Roncalli Jets. Jordan King saying thanks for joining us so long. Thanks to all the sponsors. You've seen them in the top right corner of the screen all night long. And also the Junior Vikes. Got 170 kids playing in the Junior Vikes program this season. Very exciting numbers for Coach Supernand, who is part of that program. Want to say thanks for joining us. this evening. Jordan King saying so long. Vikes win it. They move to 2-0 on the season. Next chance to catch the Lady Vikings will be on Monday evening as they welcome in Luther Prep. So long. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time right here on WLA TV.